So if Tom Brady called me, I would give him an experience of a game ready, and he would get fired up because it's worked like that every single time.
Thank you everyone for coming. Appreciate it. It's always nice when it's a full house. I'm Garrett Clark. I run operations here. And today's guest is a little bit different than what we usually do. We usually have entrepreneurs or venture capitalists. Sometimes we theme the event, sometimes we don't. But let me introduce Dave Austin. Come on up here, Dave. If somebody were to say, who is that guy you're just talking to, I'd say he's a mental coach and a business coach. Essentially, he gets people sharper and better, organizations as well. What is the field?
If you've read my resume or anything, you know I work with the U.S. Olympic team, NFL football, Major League Baseball, pro tennis, PGA golf, all that. That's where a lot of the base of my work has been, but it transformed once I started writing books. I work with a lot of businesses and companies now because it's all about human performance. So I've taken what I did, I call it from the locker room to the boardroom. And it's your unfair advantage. Everyone needs an unfair advantage. It's really fair, you just got to do the work. You've all heard the zone. When I played professional tennis, I was in and out of it. All of a sudden I'd be in this state, the ball looks so big, it's so slow, it's so easy. And I didn't know why, and I didn't know how to keep it, so I became fascinated. There's got to be a way to tap into this. And so I started doing what's called a game ready, and I'm known for it. But I do it in business too. And it's something that is just being more recognized in the business world. A lot of you might be entrepreneurs and you have tech companies or whatever you have. If you don't take the time to really focus in on performance management or human performance, it is, I believe, your number one reason why companies fail or they succeed, because they understand that our greatest asset is here. So when I'm training a company, we're doing things to train the brain to look at things differently. But I don't care what business you are, you're going to have challenges, so why not learn how to deal with every single one so that you're always putting your objective in front of your emotions.
You obviously didn't come across all of this in one day. It was an aggregation of your life. At what point did you start to compress it all together in the form of something that I can teach to others, something I can teach to corporations?
When I got done with playing professional tennis, I had opportunities to be in movies. I've been very blessed to be in some very blockbuster movies and television, and I even had a song on the radio that was a big hit in Billboard in the 80s. I was even given the Presidential Award from the Grammys because of creating music to do good. It had never been done before. Live Aid happened because of what a friend of mine and I, who founded the rock group Kansas, did. It's a willingness to fail. I think it's the key. If you are entrepreneurs, you maybe have faced this. Hopefully you never have to face it like I did. But I had 160 acres in Rancho Santa Fe, a very wealthy community, and I had 26 acres on the ocean. I lost every dime I had, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So going through that is like, hey, it's only money, whatever it is. So I'm willing to take chances where maybe others won't. And I think that's who you have to be sometimes. Game ready is, we have so many things that can distract us. My company's called Extreme Focus. So what we do is take 3 intentions. When you start living your intentions, you start living a life by design rather than by circumstance. After I set them as they get set on their intentions, then what I do is I just get them tapped into gratitude. And you think about it, if you have everything and you're not grateful, you have nothing. If you don't have very much, but you're grateful, you have everything. So I get them tapped in to really focus in on what they're grateful for. And then I have them close their eyes and I have them see a gate, any kind of gate. And they pass through that gate, they come into a place of nature. Nature loves to be appreciated, so when you tap in, there's an energy that just like, whoa, it just lifts you up in that moment. And so you feel inspired and you're allowing something greater than you to show up in you. Then the next thing is you see a gate and you go through that gate, and then you're there working on whatever you're working on. I had a pitcher for the Dodgers one time and said, I don't want to do a game ready. I keep seeing someone hit a home run off me. And I said, well, do you think this was in spring training, I said, do you think somebody might hit a home run off you during the season? He said, yeah. I said, how awesome is that you're getting to experience how you're going to react to it. So just live with it and go through it. So you're walking in a greater strength. You're opening yourself up into the flow state. Then you walk out through that gate, you're game ready to take on anything. It grounds you in what I call like calm strength.
If you're not a CEO, if you're not a world-class athlete, if you're a VP of product, how would you kind of talk about their preparation, or what are the things that you do that might be for a little bit normal people, more normal?
Well, we're all equal, and every single moving part in a company is important. Every role is important. So I don't take anything. You got the CEO, yeah, that's an important role. But I mean, the person answering your phone could either make or break your company. It really is. So I think that you need to look at, when I talk about performance management, I think you need to create ways for every single person within their role to be an MVP. My grandfather had these two guys come in and pitch him. And they were so deeply in debt, millions of dollars. I mean, they were like at the bottom of the bottom. And one brother was an extreme dreamer, and the other brother was an accountant. So they were so, the accountant's like, oh my God, we got so in debt. And the dreamer's like going, wow, we got that many people who believe in us? That's cool. So it was just two perspectives, right? And they came and met with my grandfather. My grandfather was so kind of like, wow, this guy's passion is overwhelming. So he gave this yes. Sometimes in life, all we need is one yes. We make things too complicated. I find to myself sometimes I'm both brothers who, with me. Sometimes I'm that, oh crap, and then I'm that, no, but man, we're going to do this. We have to kind of deal with both of them. But anyway, my grandfather was the yes that Walt Disney needed to be able to build Disneyland. I love that story because it drives me sometimes when I'm going like, finally you get your yes, but you're prepared for your yes. Walt was totally and completely prepared for his yes. Sometimes we get out there, we want to do something, but how prepared are you? Do everything, even if you're not getting the answers you want right now. How can it make you better? How can this struggle make you better? Because struggle is there sometimes, and that's a gift, if we look at it that way. I've had a lot of struggle, but I've been able to take that struggle and turn it into a gift.
Well, thank you, everyone, for coming. Appreciate it.